My bedroom has been through many stages. I mean, I even had clothes hanging on a rack at one point, and that was before I bought my own wardrobe to store most of my clothing in, since the closet space in here is horrible. This old raggedy dresser that I've had since high school had clothes spilling out of it, and it felt like my bedroom needed an upgrade. I was getting older and kind of growing out of this college girl room. So I tried making some small improvements, and for starters, I bought a new dresser to store some more of my clothes. I had these floating shelves installed so I could add some more decorations. And I mean, look how old and run down my old bed frame looked. Yikes. It was definitely time for me to buy a new bed frame, and that's exactly what I did, an expensive one at that. I even went on to buying more prints to add to my wall and having them sized perfectly to fit frames that I've already had. I switched out my old nightstand for a more modern look. I like this one since it's smaller and more compact. I ended up swapping my old rug for this 8-ball rug. Ended up hating it in the end, and it felt like no matter how many small improvements I tried to make to my bedroom, I was just left feeling unsatisfied. I knew I had to make some more improvements and kind of start from scratch. So that's exactly what I did. For starters, I knew I had to change the color of my wall. Honestly, I was getting tired of this beige color and needed something different, so I went to Home Depot and grabbed some essentials. Things like primer, paint brushes, pretty much anything I could think of. To be honest, I was just winging it. And then it was time for me to remove things off my wall. That includes picture frames, shelving, decorations, and pretty much anything that would get in the way of painting. We wanted to make this process as easy as possible. I also had to remove all the nails on the wall and cover the holes with spackling paste. This is just going to help smooth out any rough edges. Now, I wanted this painting job to look as seamless as possible, so I took it upon myself to prep by using painter's tape along the edges of my wall and along the baseboards. This was my least favorite part out of the whole thing, but I knew I couldn't miss this step if I wanted good results. On the next day, it was finally time for us to start painting, and as you can see, my mother and I really got to work. Thankfully, I had her help, and we woke up really early in the morning to get started. Here you see us priming the wall and making sure that we have a good base to start with. Our initial plan for that day was to just focus on painting this side of my room since I still had my furniture there. We thought it would have been more manageable to do it that way, but you'll see in a bit how we didn't stick to the plan. It was by this point we both decided, why not just paint the whole room while we're already at it? We clearly did not plan this through. It was kind of just the spirit of the moment. I think we both were really motivated and had the energy to just do the whole room at once. And so here I'm packing up all of my beauty and makeup stuff, basically everything that was on the other side of my room. I'm having to pack up and move into a different room so that we can make space and wait for us to paint the other side. And while the actual paint was drying on that side of the room, we eventually made our way to priming the other side. And overall, this process took pretty much the whole day, but we finally got it done. And here's me the next day taking out the painter's tape because we had finally finished painting the entire room with the official color, of course. And then I had to do some touch-ups, and so I took that brush along with some of the paint and went along the edges of my wall just to make a more seamless look and finish. So we finished painting, and I will say my mom and I did a pretty good job. For the record, that is not mold. That is actually, there was a hole there. We ended up just trying to put cement over top of that to hopefully close and secure the hole. So we gotta let that dry and probably do another layer of that. And then I also put some spackling paste because there was some really rough edges there. So I needed to make that a little smoother. And then eventually I'll paint that side of the wall, but I don't think I'll get that done today. So yes, I did in fact paint my walls white. I know it may seem basic, but I felt like the white wall was a perfect canvas for what I needed in my room. It definitely helped brighten my space, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I was going for a mid-century modern style vibe, and I felt like the white wall was a good way to bring out all of the wood furniture that I have. And you can't go wrong with the white wall. But we're not done just yet. There was another major component I was missing. As you all saw before, this was my vanity/desk setup. It wasn't even a proper desk. I just had a long piece of wood sitting on top of these two storage drawers and called it a day. Although it did a good job at storing a lot of my things, it was really bulky and just took up way too much space, and so I was definitely in need of a new desk. Luckily, that same day I had my new desk delivered. While I was searching for a new desk, not only was I looking for something that was more modern, but I wanted something that wasn't going to be too bulky, especially around the leg area. I wanted there to be enough leg room as well as an open space to store things. I also needed a desk that wouldn't be too wide because, as you can see, I'm working with a limited amount of space. And I think I found the perfect desk. This particular one is from Walmart. I know Walmart furniture can either be a hit or miss, but so far I haven't had any issues. I will say it's good quality and very sturdy. It also has the right amount of storage for my makeup. And what really sold me were these flip top storages on both ends of the table, which is going to be perfect for me in order to store all of my skincare and body products. And finally, the two major components of this project was done, and I was slowly but surely putting my room back together. Here I'm just organizing all of my makeup, and I definitely had to throw out some old products. Buying this new desk helped me realize how strategic I needed to be when it comes to storing a lot of my things. There was a lot I had to get rid of. I was hoarding a lot of stuff, things just sitting in drawers with no use whatsoever, and I definitely had to lock in and declutter. I needed to make proper use of the storage I did have and also make sure that each thing had its own specific place. I wanted my room to have a nice flow. As I had my jewelry box sitting on top of my dresser, I felt like it only made sense to have my sunglasses in a drawer underneath, which is also great for them to avoid getting dusty. I ended up using this drawer to store all of my hair tools and accessories, mainly because I really didn't have anywhere else to put them, but I do think that it made sense to store them there since I have a lot of tools. I got rid of any hair accessories I wasn't using or didn't need. For instance, these headbands. I don't wear them as often, so I only kept the neutral colors. I did keep the pink one because I thought it'd be fun for summer, and I also kept this cheetah print one.
In this basket, I have a whole bunch of nail stuff that I have to go through, throw out anything I'm not using anymore, and then I think this would just kind of stay down here. I'm not sure. I still have all my posters and picture frames that I am not ready to hang up yet, so I need to go to a store and get like a basket to put over this wardrobe.
So after painting and organizing, it is now finally time for my favorite part, which is decorating. I absolutely love decorating and figuring out ways to just bring more personality to a space. I felt like I needed to get new bedding to start, which turned out to be a total fail considering I got the wrong size for my bed. This is why it's important to pay attention when you read. Learn from my mistakes. I ended up getting the full-size bed set instead of the queen. Still pretty bummed about it, but I managed to make it work and still was able to use the top sheet. I do believe that nice bedding is an absolute focal point of a space, and any way you can add good bedding to unify the room color palette, I think is a great way to decorate and really make a space feel like your own.
Hey peeps, it's been a couple of weeks since I last updated you guys on my room, and I haven't really made any major updates, and I do have just some small little touches that I do need to add to my room to finally make it complete. I bought this silver picture frame from Amazon. I've been incorporating a lot of silver accents in my space instead of having like a really dark picture frame against the wall. In this frame, I just plan on putting this cool poster print and just look at the artwork and designs. So cool. And it should be a perfect fit. All right, let's get this picture frame up. So my goal is to have this frame hanging right here, or maybe a little over to the side. I could center it. I'm gonna have to look back at this clip to see which looks better. And a little bit of a crack in the wall, but it is what it is. I did have my own prints and frames. As you can see, it's a really light wood color, and I feel like it just wasn't fitting the vibe for the room. And so instead of buying a whole new frame and like wasting money, I instead did a little DIY. I pretty much repainted my frames. So this is technically the same frame, but I did paint one of them a little bit darker, and I am going to go ahead and paint this as well. I'm just not sure when. These turned out really good. I used a wood stain. I like the glossy look. Looks like a brand new clock that I bought. I bought these acrylic shelves from Amazon so I can put them against this wall here. That way I can put up some of my vinyls because they used to be over on that wall on one of those floating shelves. Really don't want them there anymore, and I feel like I could dedicate this space for that.
Here's a little demonstration of how I did my DIY frames. It was pretty easy. I had been procrastinating getting this last frame painted, but once I got it done, I was very satisfied and relieved. One of the great things about this project was that I was able to discover new brands that I've never heard of. One of them being this small brand called Maylene Ceramics. And I got one of their ceramic plates, which I love and find it so unique. And then another brand that I found is Lucy Lamps. This 70s space age style lamp really stuck out to me. I love the bold orange color. I felt like it was a great way to add more color into my space. One of the other great things about this lamp is that it has a self timer to shut off on its own, and it's also a candle warmer, which I love. It has that nice touch of chrome on the handle, which if you know me, you know I've been incorporating chrome into my space a lot now, and overall I think it was a good addition to my desk. I recently added some last minute finishing touches, one of them being this magnetic board. This is basically going to serve as a mood board as well as a reminder. I will also add some sticky notes, photos of my friends and I, and even family. I figure adding artwork to this wall will help fill out this empty space. Replace my old trash can with this slimmer one, and now I finally feel like my bedroom is fully complete. And after what felt like a lifetime, I'm finally done with my room redecorating project. This has came a long way, to say the least. And within the last year and couple of months, I will say that I've really been focused on being intentional with everything. I finally feel like I was able to complete my vision that I had for this room, and I'm really, really happy with how everything turned out. So I'm going to show you guys in great detail everything that I have in this space. This is going to be a sort of room tour, I guess. Since we're already on this side of my room, as you can see, this is my door, and hanging above my door I have this chrome rack, my bags that I'm using daily or currently. These bags have been on my rotation as of lately, in my brown phase obviously, and I just keep them there for easy access. Over on this corner, I have my picture frames. Though I've had this print for a while, I do love the checkered print. Got it off of Etsy. I feel like it's really cool against this white plain wall and adds more of a retro feel to my space, which is kind of what I was going for. Over on this side of my room, here I have some picture frames hanging above my bed. This is one of the other frames that I also DIY'd, and this womanly figure in blue is another print that I bought from Etsy. I feel like this print is quite popular. The other frame that I have up top I bought from Amazon. I bought it because I needed a frame to fit this print, which is an A4, but this print is made by another YouTuber. Her name is Susie Lola, and I really like this print. I think it's so feminine and girly. This funky side table adds a modern look to my space. I got it from Amazon and I've had this for a few years now. I do have to keep up with dusting it and making sure it's clean because, as you can see, it's very visible. You can see any and everything on this table. And I will say day to day, it does get quite messy, especially on the top shelf. On the second and bottom shelf, I keep pretty much the same. As you can see, I have my water bottle, a nice clock. I have this tray here that I keep just for miscellaneous things like lip balm, a pen, my eyeglass cleaner, wipes. Then I have this cool lamp from IKEA. It's really nice to have when I'm trying to wind down for the night and need some lighting, but don't want to use my overhead lighting. So I use this quite a lot at night. In the second shelf, I just keep this box full of medicine. I have some ibuprofen, some vitamins, some other supplements, and this box is also from Amazon. Behind this box, I do keep some journals, and on the corner back here, I don't know if you can tell, but I do have a portable speaker. And on this bottom shelf here, I keep my iPad, my laptop, and then in this box right here is where I keep a lot of my tech stuff. So chargers, batteries, SD cards, pretty much anything that I would use to record and make content and edit on my laptop. Again, this box is from Amazon. But yeah, these storage boxes came in really handy and they help me stay organized. And here is where the magic happens. This is my queen size bed that I love spending time on to sleep, of course. I don't know what you guys are thinking. I have these headphones. This is what I use to listen to music and edit. I mean, I don't even know why I'm explaining headphones. You know what headphones are used for. Kind of adds to the vibe with the black accents on my side table. These bed sheets are from IKEA. Forgot to mention that this bed frame is from West Elm. This is the mid-century frame in the queen size. I bought this back in 2023 and it's still holding up to this day. And this duvet cover is from Walmart. These throw pillows are from TJ Maxx. There's not much to say, it's a bed, right? This is where I spend most of my downtime. First of all, look how cool this throw blanket is. This is a blanket that I bought from a brand called Valfrey. As much as I do love this throw blanket, sometimes I feel like it does clash with my vibe, but it could just be me. You let me know in the comments whether or not you think this throw blanket clashes with the theme. I'm kind of back and forth with it. Sometimes I think it clashes, sometimes I don't. I think the main thing is that these throw pillows aren't red or black. It does kind of throw off the feng shui of the decor, but I do love it. And I think that if you're somebody who's really into funky decor, definitely check out this brand. But let's move on. On the side of my wall, I have some more frames. This beautiful poster is from a brand called Female Alchemy. I've mentioned this brand several times on my channel. Really love the artwork. Thought it was a good addition to this empty wall. And then I recently included this magnet board. When it comes to me being creative, I need something to look at to give me inspiration or some sort of reminder. And so I really want to use this as a vision board to help me create and also include really cute pictures and photos of my friends and I, cool stickers and post-it notes. And I will add more to this, but overall, I'm really happy with the quality. I ordered this from Etsy and I feel like it works really well next to this picture frame. They really complement each other. They're kind of like sisters in a way. All right. This is my dresser, and up top I have my jewelry box. This is where I keep most of my jewelry, mainly earrings, necklaces, rings. I recently bought this candle from Five and Below. It's a soft rose, petals, and white musk scent. I really only got it because it's pink, but it does smell really nice. And then over here on this corner, I have this round tray. It doesn't spin, but I do keep all of my fragrances on top. I think having my fragrances on this tray and elevated gives it some form of elegance, in my opinion. You could easily find these at like a home goods store. And I have my electric lighter and then some regular matches. In this drawer, I keep all of my sunglasses and a couple of bangles since they don't fit in my jewelry box. Over in this drawer, I keep all of my hair tools, hair straighteners, curlers, hot comb, combs, clips, headbands, you name it, it's in here. Could it be neater? Yes, but I have a lot of hair tools and there's only but so much I could really do to make this as neat as possible. But I know where everything is and that's all that matters. And it's in one confined space. My bras and panties and socks in the second drawer. In this third drawer, I keep my tank tops, some shorts, workout stuff, and yoga pants. All of my graphic tees in the second to last drawer. And then this last drawer is where I keep all of my pajamas and house clothes. Right above these frames, I have 3 floating shelves. I was kind of contemplating whether or not I wanted to do a wood stain on these shelves, but I got lazy and thought that it would have been too much work, so I decided to leave it as is. I think that the different color woods that I have in my room really work together. So I have some little Smisky figurines that you'll see, some books that I have, vases, and I do plan on adding some real flowers to them. And then over here, I have a few other small vases. I just put some fake plants here to add more color. This is a Sabrina Carpenter artwork made from another YouTuber by the name of Brad Evans. And I added this pink candle to fit the pink vibe that I have going on here. These are some real plants that I am surprisingly still keeping alive, which is great for me. This really cute Sunny Angel, she just looks so happy. This stool is from Amazon, and I felt like it was definitely necessary because, of course, my plants need lighting, and this is kind of the only place in my room that has a good amount of lighting. The stool is narrow enough to fit in this space without blocking my path, which is great. I have this small air purifier from La Royette. Since I am working from home now, it was really important for me to have a functional desk, and I'm really happy with the choice that I made. This desk is from Walmart, and not only do I use it as my work desk, but I also use this as a vanity. All of my makeup in these pull-out drawers, and I do have all of my makeup brushes in this storage tray. This is from IKEA. I hate having makeup brushes just sitting out in the open like that, so these storage boxes really do come in handy. This chair is from TJ Maxx. I needed something that was comfortable but also looks really well in the space. Obviously, I want to do it for the aesthetic as well, but this chair is really comfortable. I am able to adjust the height, which is wonderful, and it does spin around. I'm spinning around. At first, I was worried that this chair would have taken up too much space, but surprisingly, it doesn't. I'm able to push it in, and it's not in the way of anything. This is my planner. This planner is also from Valfrey. This is a great way to keep me organized. This brand did such a great job at making artwork as a planner. It's so unique, and it makes it fun to plan your life because you have a new picture to look forward to in the next month. This mirror is from Urban Outfitters. I do need to wipe it off because it's quite dusty, but we're going to ignore that. But I bought this mirror a couple of years ago. At the time, I was really into gold, and I still am. Now that I'm in my chrome era, it does kind of clash with the chrome. Also, it kind of works. Mixed metals are kind of a thing, and instead of incorporating mixed metals only in jewelry, why not do it with decor? Could have done a DIY and spray painted the frame silver. I don't really have the energy to do that. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal. This is a broken jewelry box, my hair scrunchies and bows, hair clips, this jar where I keep my cotton pads and some Q-tips. And this is the Maylene ceramics bowl that you saw me unbox a few clips ago. Love it. I keep some bobby pins in there, and every so often you may find some jewelry. This pumpkin that I have with my initial on it, I got from Michael's, I believe, the craft store. So cute. The lamp is from Lucy Lamps. It's really nice, in those days where I don't feel like lighting up my candle, but I do want a nice scent. So I would typically light this lamp. Some more Swarovski figurines. This is my stationery corner where I store my pens, pencils. Added some more decor to my wall. These beaded necklaces that a coworker gave me. It gives this African vibe, which if you don't know, I do have an African background. And above that, I have my clock. Over here is where I keep all of my vinyls. I don't have that many, but it is a work in progress and something that I'm working to grow. I have Aaliyah, I have Sierra's Goodies album, Ariana's Internal Sunshine, SZA. These acrylic floating shelves I got from Amazon. Worked perfectly. If you look down in this corner, I have this basket full of just random stationery stuff. I oftentimes keep my work laptop in here whenever I don't need it. Sometimes it does look a bit cluttered over here, but for right now, this is what I'm working with. And then back here, I keep some artwork posters from concerts that I've been to. This is another Bradley Evans artwork. I have a Tinashe poster. I've been to her show. I've seen Flo in concert. Love them. I'm not the best artist, but I did paint these at a sip and paint workshop. This is the most recent piece that I've done. And then I have another piece that I painted some years back. I do want to get into some more art, building that as a skill. So hopefully in the near future, I'll take some more classes. Tucked away in this corner, my tripods. Underneath my table, I have an outlet. And then I also recently bought this new trash can from TJ Maxx. This is a smaller trash can than I had before, which is perfect because, again, I'm trying to minimize the amount of space that I use. And so this is perfect. And then I'm able to take out the bin and throw out all of my trash when necessary. Really satisfied with that. I've always wanted these paper style lamps in my room or somewhere in my home, though it's not necessary. This was definitely something I felt like I owed to myself. This is how it looks lit up. This huge IKEA mirror that I've had for some years now. Really good when it comes to taking outfit pictures. And over here is my wardrobe. This IKEA wardrobe has done wonders for me because I love clothes, I love to shop, and the closet space in here is the worst. Like, there's literally no closet space for any of my clothes. My dresses on this side, and then I'll have like t-shirts, and I'm really not gonna go through all of that because who has the time? But these are where I hang all of my tops. Down here is where I fold all of my sweaters at the very bottom, mostly winter essential stuff. Over on the side of my wardrobe, I keep all of my bottoms. On the top shelf, I have mostly pants and shorts. Second shelf, I have my denim jeans. Third shelf, all my skirts. And then the last shelf, my pants and sweat shorts. Up top, I do have some workout gear. Sometimes I like to do at-home nail care stuff, so that brown box is basically where I keep all of my tools for that. This white box over here, mostly miscellaneous stuff. This little stepping stool from Amazon really comes in handy for when I need to reach high places like above my wardrobe and sometimes in my closet. Wish I had a better system for this closet. I mostly keep my coats and jackets in here, as well as some more bags, heels, flip-flops, shoes for the most part. I do have a few coats and jackets that I plan on selling or donating. I installed a sensor portable light because there's no lighting in here, and it was rough having to look through this closet in the dark. I don't know what took me so long to order one. I ordered it from Amazon. It's worked wonders because now I have lighting in here and I can actually see what I'm doing. It's motion, so when it sees me in there, the light will turn on and then it'll turn off on its own. So that's my closet. It looks cluttered, but I promise you it's organized. And just outside of this closet, I hang all of my belts. These are actually most of my belts. I do have some more belts in my wardrobe, but they're more chunky statement belts. These are like day to day. And well, that is the room tour. I've shown you everything that I possibly could in this room. Let me know what was your favorite thing about this whole process. Yeah, like and subscribe, follow me on my socials, and comment down below. Let's chit chat. I do hope you enjoy this video, and until next time, peace.